Greetings, gentlemen. Well, here we are. It's 96 days. 96 days of retaining my seed. So that seed which has not gone out from me, it would appear, by God's mercy, has gone into me in order to bear fruit. And that is indeed the great joy of retaining semen. That is, not that I have no problems and my life is perfect, but that the joy of becoming who I am, one day at a time, by simply keeping my seed inside of my body, which is to say the practice of sexual continence, and then combining that to borrow Gurdjieffian language, conscious labor and intentional suffering. Well, here we go. What I've noticed is that having been many days beyond this before, but now taking it much more seriously and valuing sexual continence so much more greatly than before, what I see is that within 90 days, there's tremendous potential for physical healing and for the ordering of material life. It seems that 90 days and beyond, the focus must be on a purpose. There's just no two ways about it in my experience. So I'm profoundly grateful to God for the clarity about my purpose, which is I am a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. Little distinction here between Hermeticism and Gnosticism, which is essentially the quote-unquote Christianization of ancient Hermeticism, is that the grave Hermetic error is simply that error which is the sin of our adversary, which is that he wanted to sit in God's chair. He wanted to be God. That is the great temptation of all temptations. But the true path, the God-given destiny, is to become God by grace, not by nature. Only God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost are God by nature, but by grace, it is our destiny as those of mankind. If we choose it, for God offers it to us freely, to become God by grace. I didn't come up with that. You'll have to check out St. Athanasius the Great on the Incarnation for more if you like. But I say, I am a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. You see, I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I'm a composer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, improviser, writer, poet, screenwriter, digital content creator. Have a look. But those are what I do as an expression of becoming God by grace. Therefore, I am a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. And as I see it, past 90 days on the semen retention journey necessitates a higher purpose, a focus, to borrow some Wernerian language, by which I mean language of Werner Erhard, to be committed to something greater than oneself. And beyond 90 days of semen retention, I don't think that there's any intelligent way to do it, except to begin to focus on something beyond oneself. Somewhere between 90 and 100 days, it appears that there's a rejuvenation, a rebirth in the male body. And that rebirth then needs a context. The proper context, as I understand it, and you may select what you select for yourself, is quite simply to become God by grace. In my case, I am a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. That's my commitment. That's what I choose to live by, although I'll fail at that aspiration. I'm sure I will return to it by grace and my own will, small part though that plays, that is a necessary part. I also will to be a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. Theosis is the aim, to use classical language from the Greek, which means deification. And my life one day at a time is I am a creative expression of what it is to become God by grace. So here we go, onwards and upwards, further up and farther in, one day at a time. Thank you for watching. Much love.